Hey, what's going on, guys? Zach here, and just driving right meow. We are about to move out of the city, and I'm actually surprised to say this. There's like a little bit of sadness. I write in some of my ads and some of my stuff that I hate the city because it's true, and it's becoming like a less strong hate, if you will, which I think it's probably because we're leaving. That you know how you start to want things that you no longer are having. But then last night we drove to a meeting downtown. Come out to the car, and there's a freaking ticket on it, which is super stupid. I hate them. The government just takes enough. Stop it. And we had a ridiculous ticket for $200 because our city sticker wasn't renewed on time. A couple days late, and it's so dumb. So it's like a $200 ticket, and the sticker's $150 just for the luxury of fighting for parking in Chicago every day. And we're moving in 2 weeks, so we have to renew our city sticker that we're going to be using for 2 weeks because you only have to have it if you have a Chicago address, which is really hilarious. So my remorse and sadness for the city dissipated last night. But I wanted to spend a few minutes with you guys for real, and talk about focus and this can be one of the most biggest helpful things that we have, or the biggest detriments. In 1972, December 19th, I believe, there was a plane crash. It was actually one of the most deadly commercial plane crashes in history. There was an Eastern Airlines flight flying over the Florida Everglades, and it was getting really close to landing. It was landing in Florida, and the pilots were flying over, of course, and they noticed that the landing gear was malfunctioning. The landing gear was stuck. It wasn't coming down to provide the wheels for the plane to land on. And they knew that because the light, there's a green indicator light in the cockpit that says, the landing gear is now down and it's in locked position, you can go ahead and land on it. And so the light was not lighting up, and they're like, holy crap, what's going on? So they're trying to screw with the landing gear, trying to fix make it go down so they can actually land, because they're about to come over these mountains and then have to land on the landing strip. So they're spending all this time figuring it out and making sure they can land. Well, a few minutes later, 10-15 minutes later, they hear the warning sirens going off, the altitude siren, and legit within 30 seconds to a minute later, they crashed into the mountains. The plane crashed, killed over 100 people. Upon inspection, when all the investigation happened and they pulled the black box, which is the computer that stores all the data that happens on the aircraft, and I think it even records their voices that they're speaking to in the mic, so it has everything. They're going through all this stuff, and they're going through the black box, and what they find is that there was actually no malfunction. The plane was fine. The landing gear wasn't broken. The plane didn't lose altitude for no reason. Everything was fine. So what happened? Well, what happened is the green indicator light that indicated that the landing gear is locked down or not, the indicator light burnt out. It stopped working. And these guys, the co-pilot and pilot, got so fixated on the landing gear light being broken, being out, that they forgot that they disengaged the autopilot to land the plane. So the plane crashed into the mountains, all because a light bulb burnt out inside the cockpit, and they were focused on it. So here's the moral of the story: don't get focused on the wrong thing. Stop getting focused on stupid stuff that doesn't matter. Every single day, I have to do this because this is a problem for me. I have to spend 30 minutes to an hour every day, sometimes at night, usually at night, planning the next day, making sure that the stuff I'm doing is useful. It's really easy to get caught up in minutia. We're going through our day, and we just get caught up in things, and we end up it's 3 o'clock and we're like, holy crap, like, have I actually done anything today? Yesterday it happened to me. It was 3:30 and I legit like had almost nothing accomplished that I wanted to. And I've heard this term before. It's called clouds and dirt. You know, have your mind focused in the clouds, or not have your vision focused in the clouds, have your dream defined, but have your efforts focused in the dirt, and make sure that you constantly are thinking about these things and planning them. You have your mind focused in the clouds and on the vision so that you can think long term and not get affected by the silly little things that, you know, affect us day to day, but you have your daily activities focused in the dirt to get to the clouds. Right? You have your daily activities to get you to your vision. And a lot of people on my team, and I've done this plenty of times, get so fixated on these little green lights that burn out instead of fixated on the goal. What's the goal? Why are we doing what we're doing? Why am I going out and doing XYZ? Why am I meeting with this person? Well, because I'm trying to hit this goal by our next conference, or I'm trying to have this much volume go through by this date. And my ultimate goal is this. I have my 5 lifetime goals. If something is not helping me achieve those 5 lifetime goals, what am I doing? I'm focusing on little green blinking lights. A big thing for me is my agency. I talked to you guys about this the other day. My agency is cool. It's awesome. It's great money. But it doesn't help me achieve any of my 5 lifetime goals. I mean, the only thing it's good for is money, and it's only good for money if it's active income. I have to actively manage stuff, or I have to actively manage people, and I'm just not willing to build it up to a point where I like own the whole company and then, you know, just sit on the board. It's not gonna. I don't want to do that. So it doesn't help me achieve any of my 5 lifetime goals, but it's great money. So it constantly kind of like pings me in the head, like, hey, you want a few extra dollars, you can just take on another client or 2. You want to move into a nicer place, just take on 1 client. We're just buying we're getting another place. And we're looking at a place that one place was like at the low end of our price range, and one place was at like kind of the top end. It was actually past where we originally wanted. We could still do it, but we were like not originally thinking about spending that much. And I was like, dude, if I literally just get 1 client, like 1 more client, I mean, I'll pay for the difference 2 times over, and then we'll have extra even after that. But I don't want that pressure. I don't want the pressure to take on things that can distract me. I don't want to give permission to little blinking green lights that burn out to screw me up from my vision. So anyway, stay focused. I hope that makes sense. I know it made a lot of sense for me, and it helps me a lot. So that's it. I'll talk to you guys soon.